I'm Josh with Waupaca Community Media, joined with Aaron from the state of Waupaca and Ron from the school district of Waupaca. And how are you guys doing this week?
Hey,
Good, Josh.
And first thing I want to start with is some good news from the school district. A new position was approved at the school board meeting this past week. Tell us about that.
Yeah, this is a mental health navigator position slash counselor that'll be stationed down at our middle school, and it's also partially grant funded. So over a 2-year period. So we're pretty excited about this neat opportunity, and it fits right into our strategic plan and our focus on providing more mental health support for our students.
Very cool. Last Friday at the high school, you had a vaccination clinic, and maybe you can give us a little recap on how that went.
You know, it went very well. We anticipated it would, and it did. We had 25 students that went and signed up and got the vaccine, the first dose, and then 28 people from our community just walked in, and it was convenient for them, and they got their vaccination. Now, later this month, the 28th, I believe it's the 28th, yeah, that'll be the date of the second dose.
And we just got news that those ages 12 to 15 are eligible. And does the school have some plans to get them vaccinated, or what are we looking at?
In 1 hour, I'm going to be talking with Jed and from the county, and we're going to find out if we can do clinics in our buildings like we did with our high school age kids. So, yeah, we're hoping we can do that maybe as soon as next week or the week after.
Now, the topic of we know most of your over 8% of your staff got vaccinated. Now you're starting to get students vaccinated. Then the topic of masks comes up. How much longer do people need to wear those? And the school board meeting had discussion revolving around masks and summer school. And you can tell us about that and what the outcome of that is.
Well, administration made a recommendation. These are controversial topics. Wearing masks and inside and during summer school, which is a voluntary type of situation, and there's lower numbers of kids there. But administration recommended that we make masks optional for inside summer school. However, the board decided to make it mandatory. And I was very, very pleased. That whole conversation around a controversial topic was very civil, professional, mature, and it's just nice to see that type of conversation take place on a difficult topic where people feel strongly one way or the other. And so, yeah, it didn't go necessarily the way administration recommended, but now we have clear direction that we will be having our masks on again this summer.
And then we want to remind people about summer school.
That's right. This may be the last time I give that shot for the summer school. But yeah, it is 5 days a week, starting June 14th through July, what did we say, it's 23rd or something, Josh?
That sounds right. July,
I remember correctly.
23rd.
Yeah, and they're half days. So we still have slots available, lots of room. So any parents, please go to your child's principal or the website and you can sign them up.
And then when we talk about what's going on with the city, I think the big things all revolving around Main Street, which is moving along. Still, North Main tore up, Fulton and Main about ready to get shut down for more work. And with Main Street, you've got the construction, and you've got some of the cool new things coming downtown there. And you can speak about some of those extras that aren't maybe part of the physical concrete or the infrastructure under the road.
Yeah, so it's a once-in-a-lifetime project, so we are going to talk about it probably quite a bit through these weekly updates this summer. Right now, everything's moving along pretty well. We have beautiful weather for construction. That makes a lot of people happy. We are working on some amenities and coordinating some amenities that were fundraised for with a partnership with city staff, the chamber, the downtown group of stakeholders. And there's been unbelievable work done, over $60,000 raised for things like sidewalk poetry, bike racks, bike fixing stations. Also a partnership with the foundry, who has agreed to help pour benches. And this is kind of a cool story. So the foundry has the capability of pouring the moldings for the benches, which they very generously have agreed to. And then the idea came up to these trolley tracks. Probably many people have heard about the trolley tracks that have been ripped up from underneath the street that used to run all the way to King. Well, we thought could we incorporate some of that iron from the trolley tracks into the iron pour for the benches, and then kind of tell a story about, hey, the benches you're sitting on are made partly of some of these old trolley tracks, and then tell the history of that. And they said, no, that's not a problem at all. Let's plan on doing that. So that's kind of a neat little storyline that will be something people talk about for a lot of years.
And they're finding plenty of trolley remnants under Main Street.
Yeah, that would be an old stake or spike. So that's cool. Good timing with the prop. Also, Josh, one of the things happening, mini mural projects, and this is another, this is probably mentioned before, but another initiative from our community arts group. And they are actually working with, they've gotten a lot of interest. I think 23 different building owners have agreed to do this. It's in the back alley on basically the west side of Main Street. And I do believe there's some actually on the east side of Main Street as well. They're working with our zoning administrator right now to get the sign applications in. Now, murals are considered signs because of a Supreme Court decision in Arizona in 2017. So we've got to treat them as signs and go through the applications. So they're working through that process, but it'll be really neat. I can't give you too much detail because they want to kind of have it be a surprise on what the art looks like. But if anyone's seen those 3D murals, it'll be cool. And the other thing that's cool is one of the main purposes is to drive people downtown during this construction phase. That's what we hope everyone does. We want to remind everyone that business is open. We just encourage everyone on a Saturday or during the week or when you're going out for lunch or whatever it may be, come down to Main Street in Waupaca, visit our businesses, especially right now, the North Main Street businesses, which are currently being affected. And then obviously later this summer, the South Main Street business as well.
And for anyone that's been on North Main Street, I think they're doing a really good job keeping the sidewalk open and clear and in some form usable, except in the actual active area they're working. So you're noticing a lot of temporary blacktop, and it's not too bad to get around still. Stay on the sidewalk and stay off the middle of the road, and you're in good shape.
That's a great point. And originally we kind of thought it'd be more gravel in those temporary areas, and they've done a really nice job. When they have to get access to connect the utilities to the buildings, they have to tear it out for a short amount of time, and then they're putting that temporary asphalt back in. So it's pretty easy to navigate your way around those North Main Street businesses right now. And it's kind of cool if you have kids like me. I've got a 6-year-old that would love to see that big equipment. So it's almost like it's almost an attraction in itself. The other cool thing about Main Street, Josh, is WBAY came. We got a little recognition on the larger regional stage. They gave an update on the Main Street construction project, which is always good. And they talked to our Public Works Director, Justin Behrens, and Andrew Dane, who you guys have seen on here in the past, our Economic Development Specialist. He gave them an update on the Business Incentive Program, which is going very, very well. We have a meeting on May 17th, next Monday. We're going to be reviewing 6 more applications. If those were to get granted out, we would be looking at about a $255,000 investment from a city standpoint that leveraged over $800,000 of total improvement once these projects are all completed. So again, we have money left in that fund, but it's going maybe a little better than we anticipated, which is fantastic. But if you're interested, come to us, ask questions, get applications in before it may be too late.
And what are the 2 main categories for that program again?
Business, so it's a building repair program. So the intention of that is to bring up electrical to code, do new roofs, if HVAC needs to be brought up to speed, if foundation work needs to be done. We want to save these old buildings. We intentionally, and council intentionally made it so it didn't feel impossible to go through the process, and it didn't seem like there was only a few things that were eligible. So that's 1. 2 is a facade improvement program. So anything that basically is you can see from a public right of way or street, any of those improvements. And again, up to $15,000 with facade improvements and up to $25,000 with the building repair program. And those would have to be matched 50%. So you have to have 15 to leverage 15 or 25 to leverage 25. So it's going well. We hope to hear from others and continue to work through that program.
Very good. Well, Aaron, Ron, appreciate your time again this week to get the community up to date, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you.
Thanks.